Happy Sunday, everybody. We are here for Sunday FunDay here at the Nana Boss Continuum. And I have a wonderful friend that I'm going to bring up in just a second. But I do want to kind of just take a moment and talk about a few of the changes that are going to be happening here on my show, here on my channel. As you can see, I do have a whole new background going on now. I like this setup much better. It's much more comfortable and it's much more, I think, more me. It's definitely more me. But, I don't know if anybody is aware, but YouTube did just couple weeks ago, they did change their monetization policies and programs. And so my channel actually met that criteria. And I now do have available here on my channel, if you want to support me, support what I do, and support my channel, you are more than welcome to show me your appreciation. I do have, you can give me now the little, super chats and the super stickers and all of that. And so if you do want to support me, that would be fantastic. But that's not the main reason that I'm here today. I'm here today because I have an amazing friend of mine that I'm going to bring up. And then we are all going to sit back, have a fabulous time, and an amazing conversation, as always, with my friend Lee from the Ravens Outpost. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, Marty, and congratulations. I didn't know all that.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And your background, yeah, that looks great.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
It's
It
so
took me a little
natural.
bit of time. Yeah, like I was like, I need a little bit more me, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
me, more me. And then like this photo here is so cool too because I'm maybe some of the people in chat may know who he is, but his name's Mark Muncy. That guy, I've seen him at several of the conferences that I've been at. He's an author. He talks about all the different types of lore, like all kinds of cryptid lore, all kinds of paranormal stuff. Like he's been on several podcasts and shows and talking about Robert the Doll and things like that. But so so he does all of that stuff, but his wife is an artist. And so this is one of hers, and she signed it. And so I love it. It's one of my favorite things. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So how you been? You want to give just a little recap, like how you are? Because you
Well,
look
I'm doing.
happy.
I am. I'm doing a lot better. I'm getting my stuff together. Really am. Getting grounded, getting centered. Um,
That's it.
Living life. Um, Understanding there's a whole lot more to life than just speed up and go here and speed up and go there. So
Yeah.
like I said, I'm just trying to slow down. You know, get
Yeah.
back with nature. Like I
But
said,
that's a really good lesson, I think, for all of us. Like, I think it's very like, I don't know what happened to my light. My light just kind of did something weird. Hold on. I don't know what that was about. Anyways, yeah, no, that's a little, that's awesome because when we slow down, right? When we go to slow down, that is when the good stuff happens.
yep,
It
yep.
really is.
You get a chance to notice more. Because when you're
Mhm.
moving so fast, you miss so much.
Yeah.
And life is just so short, and time is so precious.
Hmm.
Um, and there's so much that we focus on that just means absolutely nothing.
Oh,
It
right.
really does. When it boils down to it, I look at and I evaluate a lot of the stuff that I've done in my life, things that I had valued at one point. And now I look at it and said, what a waste of time. Seriously, what a waste of time. I mean, look at all this behind me. This is me
It's so
now.
beautiful.
This is what I'm loving. I'm loving
Mhm.
life right now. Yeah. So how
Yeah.
about you?
Same. I'm loving
Good.
life. You know, like,
Good.
there are things in life that come and go. There are seasons that come and go. There
Yeah.
are people in your life that will come and go.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's those relationships that we forge under stress and craziness sometimes in our life, that obstacles that we have to kind of go. Sometimes we have to go through the obstacles, right? Instead of just over or under them,
That
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But
Forced by
those friendships,
fire.
yes, yes. But those friendships that you build in that time last forever.
Yeah.
They are forever, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah. That's where you find out where your true friends are.
Oh yeah.
When the chips are down and that shit keeps hitting the fan. But then
Yep.
there's a select few that's always there no matter what.
Yep.
And through all this, through all I've been through, and I'm not saying I've been through anything different than a lot of other people, but it's people deal with different things differently. But I know who has been there for me the whole time. Thank you, Marty.
I will always be there for you.
I appreciate it. I really
And
do. There's a
yeah,
couple. You are a number of just a handful of people that have been there.
I've always,
Call in, check in on me every now and then.
of course,
Yeah,
we gotta,
it's nice.
yeah, we gotta like stick together, right? Like we all gotta stick together because we all need to help support each other through what we're going through. I mean, life isn't perfect, right? Life is not perfect in any way, but I think that having these amazing people in your life that really care about you, like, even though life isn't perfect, it makes it bearable.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it
When
does.
you have somebody and be like, "Hey man, I just had the worst day in the world." And that person's like, "But it's okay because I got you." Right? Makes makes a difference. All right. Let's just say hi
Oh,
to every.
Ray.
Yeah, Miss Ray. Miss Ray is here. We've got Gary and we have Val and we have Judy and we have Pyromedic and we've
Oh,
got,
Pyro.
yeah, we've got Miss Krista from Blondes and Booze. And Cynthia Prince is here. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Oh, Mr. Woods. Hi. How are you doing? Let's see. Did I miss anybody else? Did I miss anybody else? I saw, yep. See, Krista knows nature is the best place to regroup.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Brandy Haywood, Mr. J. Fritz. Let's see. Who else? Who else? Who else? Don't want to miss anybody. I don't like missing anybody. Want to make sure. Hi, Lara. Paranormal Pixie, Miss Lara. Aw, look at all the love going on already. Ray saying how much she loves Pyro.
Wow. Yeah. Pyro's a great guy. Absolutely. Genuine.
Yeah, he is one of those people that are, he actually, one of the things I appreciate about him so much specifically is he really keeps you grounded.
Oh, yeah.
He really has got that, like, get your head out of the clouds a little bit, lady. Get your feet back on the ground. Yeah, I love that about him. Love it. So, yes. And Laura says, hope everyone is having a beautiful Sunday. And yes, it is a beautiful Sunday. It is super
Absolutely.
hot here. Is it really hot going on there? It looks,
Yeah, it's a little warm, but it's bearable.
okay. All right. All right. Good. All right. So let's get into our topic a little bit.
All
And,
right.
here, the first time I heard about this particular subject, I was very kind of blown away a little bit because number one, I didn't even know it existed. Number two, it came from a really strange place because I don't know. Did you hear any of that? Stephen Greer's like disclosure
Mm-hmm.
thing a couple weeks ago. He did, right?
Yeah.
So there,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So there was a scientist. Hi Tim. Hi Tim T. Um, there was a scientist who was a whistleblower that he had on the stage during this presentation, and he got up and talked about it's called the South Pole Station.
Mm-hmm.
Now we all know we're not allowed to, for some strange reason, like nobody's allowed to fly over the South Pole or, or the North Pole. Like, I don't know what it is about those poles, but we're not allowed to go anywhere near them, right? I know you
Right.
know that much.
Yeah.
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 So this gentleman gets up and he has this, he starts talking about how he was there and he was a scientist on, that was working there, and that what the purpose of this South Pole Station, they are monitoring, they're called neutrinos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's what they do. It's a neutrino telescope. So from what I have, the research that I've done and the disclosure statement that this gentleman made, he talked about the this station, and that when the connection between this station and a UFO, a UAP disclosure,
Mm-hmm.
the how do I say this? I don't want to sound too cuckoo, but from what he explained, when they come in or out, now when I say in or out, I don't know. He did not explain how they come in or out, whether that's interdimensional, whether that's into our atmosphere, whatever the case may be. However it is they're coming in and out, these crafts are emitting blasts or bursts of neutrinos.
Mm-hmm.
So this South Pole Station, what they do is they monitor and look for those neutrinos. So the interesting part about it is that, and we all, just about everybody who's right now in this chat, we've all talked about CERN. We've all talked about, these things that are weapons or things that could be weaponized against us. Well, one of these particular interesting things about the South Pole Station is that there were a few times where they have triggered earthquakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't even know about this stuff. Like, we don't know anything about it.
No.
Not a thing.
And according to him, one of the devices they have down there is a neutrino light array, which is supposedly some type of faster than light communications device.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have ships that are out of orbit and in intergalactic, okay,
Right.
faster than light, you're going to need that type of technology to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, saying this is true, then that would mean we already have faster than light technology.
Which, faster than light, for me, you know what that means to me? Faster than light?
Wormhole.
Instantaneous consciousness.
Right.
Like, right? As
Yeah.
you think,
Mm-hmm.
when you think about something, it's faster than light. So are they monitoring consciousness? I don't know. Could it be possible?
Well, I would assume string theory would have something that would be involved,
Mm-hmm.
where everything's connected. Your thoughts, my thoughts, everyone's thoughts are connected. and how intent and thought manifest into what's going to happen next. And
Right.
if one thing is like I am thinking about one thing and something I'm connected to on the other end of the universe can feel the same thing.
Right.
Right. So it gets deep. It gets deep
It,
when you start thinking about all that.
it
That's
does. Well, I actually did, and I do have I have some photos that I pulled offline. I thought we could kind of check it out, look and kind of see what we're talking about, like where it's at and what these, kind of what the station does, what it looks like,
right.
and we could kind of talk about it. So give me 1 second. Let me pull them up. Let's see.
Excuse me.
Here's my okay. You know what? Let's do this one first. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the dead air. One moment. I
Oh, it's
know
all good. I understand how that is.
it.
I would be. I was guilty of that so much. It was one of the things that I pinched myself over.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But it happens. It happens. I just want to, because what I'm going to do is I have them all like, I'll just got them all down at that way I don't have to waste time getting it all. Okay, so
all right.
1 second. Now I just got to share. And, okay, share window. All right. Can everybody see it? All right. All right. So this is what it actually, like an aerial kind of view of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that they supposedly chose the South Pole is because in order to trap and track or to see these neutrinos, because they actually call them ghost particles because they're so tiny, and you need very clear, like you need water. There has to be water and it has to be clear. So they here in the South Pole and the Antarctic, that's why they use particular, the ice there. So this is like what it looks like an aerial view. And now I am going to show you guys. I got a picture of the station. Is it this one? All right. Sorry. Stop sharing. Now I got to show the other one. I'm getting better, guys. I promise you. I'm getting better.
Yeah, I got to a point one time where I was thought, yeah, I'm being slick. I've got all these tabs open. I'm like, okay, I've got too many tabs open. I don't know which one twitch.
I know, right? So this, I'm just going to shrink it down a little bit. So this is it. This is the world's largest neutrino telescope. So basically, this is the top of it, right? This is the monitoring station. This is kind of, there is a YouTube channel, and I think it's called Joe Spins the World or something. He actually gives you a tour of the entire place so you can see it, the levels and levels and the corridors and the corridors of all of these servers and servers and servers and all of these. So everything you're seeing on the bottom of the screen down below, those are these things that are these like balls, these big gigantic balls that are all sensors that pick up the neutrinos, and they're
Yeah.
all down into the ice. There's like over 80 something of them to detect the neutrinos. It's pretty crazy.
Some type of acronym, DOMS or something like that. DOMS, something like that.
Yeah.
So that, only reason why I remember it is because of DUMS. You know what DUMS are? The DUMS,
Yep.
Deep Underground Military Bases.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the only reason why I remembered that. That's kind of cool.
Yep. It says how does Ice Cube? They actually call it the Ice Cube because it has all of these like sensors down inside these deep tubes. So it says when a neutrino interacts with the Arctic ice, it creates other particles. In this event graphic, a muon was created that traveled through the detector almost at the speed of light. The pattern and the amount of the light recorded by the ice cube sensors indicate the particle's direction and the energy. So the color indicates the arrival time, red first, green last, and each DOM is shown by a white dot. Colored spheres show sensors have detected light, and size scales with the amount of recorded light. It's crazy, right?
It is. Wow.
So let's take a look at what each one of them looks like. Now, these are big. I mean, we're not talking like tiny little, we're not talking teeny weeny little thingies. I mean, they're really large. Like, so are you guys seeing that? No. All right. Hold on. I got to hit share again. Sorry. So this is what they look like. They're called digital optical modules.
Yes.
And they're big. I would say for scale, well, hold on. This is what an actual one looks like, but they're big. I mean, we're talking they're like probably 3, like 2.5, 3 feet, like in diameter. They're big. They all have a cable penetrator assemblies at the top. They have high voltage generator and digital control assemblies. Like, these are not some tiny little thing. Like, these are huge. And I think I have, hold on one second. So this is probably a better representation. So let me show you this one. Close this one. Hold on, guys. Take this down. I think StreamYard changed something. There we go.
They probably have. It looks different from when I used to use it. That was just a couple months ago now.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's hard for me because I'm trying to. It takes up so, like on my Mac, I can't throw it to the back. So that's why for me, it's like I can't see chat sometimes when I'm showing stuff. So
Right.
if I'm missing everybody's comments, my apologies. That's the reason why. So yeah. So underneath the station, this is what they actually look like. I mean, here's a good picture of a guy that they're like lowering, and they're on the, like, they're all strung together, like they're all connected, and they slide them down these ice tubes.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Wild, right?
It is. Well, I'm trying to make all this work in my head, and I'm like, it's pretty genius. You've got miles of ice, which acts like a crystal
Yes.
for gathering intelligence,
Yes.
and so it's makes sense to stick all that stuff down in there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Storing information. Yeah.
Yeah, and just I can't, here's the one thing I wasn't able, and listen, guys, I'm not saying that you can't find the information. I'm just saying in the time allotted that I had to do my research, which I've been kind of looking into this for about a week, I have not been able to actually find any information on how they drilled these ice tubes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, okay, so if you figure these things are a good 2 feet in diameter, that's pretty large. And there's how many strung together. I can't remember. I for life of me, the number is escaping my mind, but they are lowered down, into but how did they make these ice tubes? Like, it's so strange. I can't imagine what they could have used to make that. I don't know. If anybody else has done any research on it, let me know.
I have. I have. I'm clueless. Really am. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking some type of drilling machine, large bits. I don't just keep
It's
going. Once you
right.
like when you're drilling for oil, you go down so far, tap into another bit, and just keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
I don't. And other than something that would be able to extract a core or something, I don't know, and I don't see why they would do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's rather fascinating.
It is, isn't it?
And what all I first heard about Antarctica, and really didn't think much about it until I heard the story about Admiral Byrd and Operation High Jump, and there's very little information about that. That's super fantastic until you start looking into his supposed personal diary,
Right.
and that gives an account of everything that happened to him while he was there, the first time and the second time, and how he had supposedly encountered another race of people, how he was escorted in from his plane into the earth and had conversations with these people. It's fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic. Um, they, what makes me believe that it's probably true is because even back then in the 40s, they silenced him. You know,
Yeah.
um, you didn't hear too much about it after a while, and it was a fantastic account. And he was a very famous explorer. I mean, he'd been to the North Pole first, then he made his trip to the South Pole. Then you've got, after Admiral Byrd, you get to talking about Hitler and his secret military bases down there.
Mm-hmm.
And you take into account all his fascination with the occult,
Right.
all of it, and the rabbit hole just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. But
It
that's
does.
about all. And it's as far as this new stuff that's gone on. I'd not heard anything about any of this until, of course, that disclosure
Mhm.
project that Greer had, what, last week before last, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
And the fact that we may actually have faster than light vehicles, ships now
Now
is crazy.
it is crazy.
When you think about this for a second, and when Trump come out, and I'm not making anything political. It's just is how it is. When Trump come out and stated he was creating a space force, how many people poked fun at it? How many
Mm-hmm.
made space force? It's so stupid.
That's
Guess
true.
what? It's still around.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? It's a major player right now.
Major. Mm-hmm.
And nobody's laughing now. Nobody's laughing now. Uh,
You're
so
right about that.
it's all part of. I wish I wish somebody would come along and be able to blow the lid off the UFO file and open up everything that was talked about and investigated with Project Blue Book,
Yeah.
and talk about everything that was that had to do with the Project Blue Beam that was talked about. It, don't you find it a little bit sus? With the whole blue thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to that. There's a lot to that. Uh, the UFO file. I think that's the whole reason. Now we're going to get into the weeds here. Stop me if I'm getting too deep. I do
Everybody
believe.
here loves it when you go deep.
I do. I do believe that's one of the reasons why uh, President Kennedy was removed from office. There was a soft coup, and the deep state decided that the military industrial complex needed to be in charge fully at that point.
Right.
And we had an elected official who was in charge, who wasn't buying all the BS and was looking into things that they didn't want him to look into, so they conspired to have him removed. Um,
I agree with you. I'm
uh,
just going to tell you, I absolutely agree with you.
well, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. he talks about that, and he's made it plain
Mm-hmm.
and plain. He has minced no words about it. The CIA is responsible for the death of his father and his uncle,
Mm-hmm.
the sitting president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to looking at what's going on down there in Antarctica, as Ray made the comment, as no-fly zone and belongs to no one.
Yeah.
What is going on down there? How
Mm-hmm.
much of these? There's things going on in the world that we're not meant to see, but are so big that cannot be, overlooked unless we're distracted. How many of these things that are in, the public eye through the propaganda network that is our, media system, you know,
Right.
how many of those are distractions? The sleight of hand brought forth by, you know, uh,
Oh,
the powers that
right.
be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's good that all these whistleblowers are coming forth, but then again, there's some that you have to question. You have to say, is this some of this disclosure a smokescreen? Some of this stuff, this so-called disclosures, are actually public knowledge, and people, can actually just look it up and find some of this stuff. Others is it's questionable, and I hate to say it,
Mm-hmm.
but you really do have to look at the source. When some of these sources, take Lou Elizondo for instance, he was the big guy in the forefront there for a while. Everybody was talking, bringing him on their show, and he was saying he was with the CIA, he left the CIA, and now he's doing this, that, and the other. When actually he never really did leave the CIA, and he was just a propaganda machine. He was a front man for some type of cover story BS.
Yeah.
So some of it's exciting. I want some of it to be true, but we've been lied to so much. We really have to use discernment and trust the source.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean that in the way of not blindly trusting. I mean, trust it as far as you can find out for yourself where all this
Right.
information is coming from.
Right. Because, I think we are so used to the shell game, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Find it, right? Find it.
Yeah.
Find the ball under the shell and tell me which
Mm-hmm.
one is, one, two, three, whatever. And we're so used to that we have to be super skeptical, and we absolutely have to vet things ourselves. Fact check, everybody. If you hear
Absolutely.
something, go fact check it. Go fact check it. Don't take every single thing you hear for truth because you heard it on CNN or News Nation or wherever, or even me. Go fact check,
Right.
make sure you guys are doing your due diligence, because that is what we need right now in order to collectively be able, like you said, to discern. You can't discern unless you have something to discern. You know what I mean?
Right.
We have to check the information.
Yeah. And look
And
at
then,
all sources. Look
all
at all the
sources.
sources. I mean,
Yep.
even, you know, how is it they put it? Even a broken clock is right twice a day. So you check CNN, MSNBC, Newsmax, Fox News,
Mm-hmm.
uh, wherever. Look and see where these stories are popping up and compare and contrast.
Exactly. Well,
And trust your gut.
yeah, I mean, Derek Galloway says, Nonabos, can we really trust fact checkers? You need to be your own fact checker. You know what I
Amen,
mean?
girlfriend.
You got to be your own fact checker. I can't
Right.
hey, we have to each be responsible for fact checking what the knowledge or the
Mm-hmm.
information that you're reading, seeing, hearing, listening to, watching, whatever it is. And in that,
Exactly.
you have to fact check for yourself. You have to.
You gotta look past certain biases to a certain
You do.
point.
You
You
do.
and I've found myself guilty of this from time to time, saying all this is bull crap. Well, not what I was hearing was not what I wanted to hear. But the fact is that whatever I was hearing may have actually been factual.
Hmm.
No instances here. It's just how things have turned out from time to time. So it taught me a valuable lesson that I just really do need to check the sources.
Yeah. And Lara makes a really good point. We also have to stop attacking each other every time we have different of opinions.
Amen.
Yes.
Yes, yes, and I tell you
Yes.
what, we learn from one another.
Yes,
Uh,
we do.
People have different points of view from different perspectives of thought. They they may come across with something that's entirely out of what we've been thinking, and you got to sit back and say, well, okay, let's compare this. You've got, once again, use
Hmm.
discernment.
Right.
They may be coming across with something we don't know about.
Hmm.
Their perspective may be just skewed just a little bit different than ours, just enough to where they see things from a different point of view than ours. And so they may be picking up on something that we're not.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's what it really boils down to personally is we have to trust ourselves. The news media is a licensed propaganda machine, and they tell us only what they're told to tell us. So we need to check all these facts for ourselves if we can. Get on the internet, just start digging around, looking at
Yeah.
these people who are supposedly these whistleblowers,
Hmm.
find out who they are, where they come from, are they credible? I mean, that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm not on YouTube anymore, but that doesn't mean I still haven't done some research.
Yeah.
And it's part of who I am now. I
Yeah.
fell down that rabbit hole, and there's no coming out of it.
Yeah,
None.
but I think that that's the good part. I think that all of us have kind of just gotten to a point where you're right. We have to fact check, we have to use discernment. I think another level to all of that is also, um, you know, whether anybody likes to believe it or not, we are human biosensors.
Hmm.
And I'm going to tell you guys, use your own inner abilities. If you want to call it the Holy Spirit, you want to call it, that you're, an empath, or that you're the whatever, a sensitive, whatever, intuitive, whatever name you want to put on it.
Yep.
If it feels wrong, question it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a law of survival, and we're at that point right now. Um, Personal opinion and through observation, I feel that we're in what is commonly called, what is not commonly, just it's called fifth generational warfare. Warfare that is led through propaganda and information. We're,
Mhm.
as a people, we've been led by the nose through a lot of false information for decades, and we've been indoctrinated since we were children to believe X, Y, and Z. Um, Step back and do your research. It all boils down to that.
Yeah.
And I've had my paradigm has shifted so much. My belief system has shifted so much over the last few years that I'm nowhere near where I was before. Um,
Mhm.
my thoughts of on religion and philosophy, all this stuff is changed, and that's because I started thinking for myself, thinking outside the box, understanding that there's so much to us as human beings,
Mhm.
things that we've been denied as human beings for
Yeah.
centuries. It's just my personal opinion,
Mhm.
and me and a very very close friend of mine were talking this morning, and we were talking about somebody needs to activate our junk DNA. They really do, because that junk DNA is not junk at all. It's receptors. It's parts of us that have been uh, shut off.
Yeah. Yes.
Um,
Stuff we
our
don't
our
use.
length of life has been shortened. It's been proven. Our length of life has been shortened from hundreds of years to only about 120 tops.
Yeah.
And to do that means our ability to learn is limited. Our ability to progress and govern ourselves has been limited.
Mhm.
So, yeah, take what the propaganda machine gives you with a grain of salt and do your own research.
You're wrong. Yeah.
Marty, I mean, you're
Absolutely.
right on top of it. Everything you said was just right on point. Right on
And
point.
samesies.
We were given these amazing abilities. Everyone has
Mhm.
some type of psychic ability. Or
Everybody.
it, we were born with it. It's our birthright.
Mhm.
It's who we are. It's from where we come from, wherever that is. And I think that we just need to look inside ourselves and find the power in ourselves.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's kind of journey I've been on for the past month or so.
Yeah, but it's really super important that we start looking inward, because if we this is my opinion, this is just my opinion, but I feel like if we start looking inward, that's how and we start changing ourselves from the inside out, that's the only way that we're going to make this world a better place. It's the only
Yeah.
way. There is no other way. No war, no bombs, no super neutrino telescopes in the South Pole or CERN or the government. None of that's going to change unless we start changing ourselves from the inside out and bringing out to other people in the world good and
Right.
kindness and love and helping each other, the sense of community, that fellowship, right?
Mhm.
That's what's going to change. That's what we need to change. Not weapons, not saying that you shouldn't have weapon, not saying that. Those
Right.
kinds of, pew pew things are awesome for your own protection. I'm on board with protection, but in order to really, in my opinion, change the world and make a difference for each human being to be able to make a human difference is what we give from the inside out, and that's love
Hmm.
and kindness. That's just my opinion.
No, you're right. If there was more of that in the world, there'd be a lot less Ukraine and Russia and
Yeah.
all that crap going on. And so many duplicitous people out here, you know, grin through their teeth at you.
Yeah.
Uh, and it got a knife ready to plant in your back as soon as you turn it to them.
Hmm.
People you trust, you want to trust the government that you've elected, but you were only given a choice. You were given this choice. This is by the powers that be. You've got this elected, this incumbent, or you've got these runner-ups.
Hmm.
This is the pool you have to choose from.
Right.
You can't pick Billy Joe Bob out here who could probably do the job. You can't do that. No, you've got to. You've got to. Sorry, we've got to pick from what we've been given, and this is where we're at. Living, being able to govern ourselves is
Hmm.
the ultimate thing, and to love one another, to help one another, and like you said, love and kindness goes a long way.
Yes, it does.
I spent a lot of my life with a certain amount of anger issues and gritting my teeth,
Hmm.
and I've given about all that up. I just, it ain't worth it.
Mm-mm.
Nowhere is it worth it. There's a
No.
time and place for everything, but that's not it for
It's
the
funny you
most
said
part.
that because I was gonna say that there's always a time and a place for everything. I was gonna say that literally, almost at the exact same time you did.
That's awesome, but it's true though. I mean, there is a time and a place for that.
Yeah,
When you've exhausted all measures, they say turn the other cheek. Well, you've only got two cheeks. When you get smacked, something's gonna have to give.
that's right.
You either lay down and keep taking it, or you say no, that's enough.
Hmm.
And we as a people, I think we've had enough.
Oh, I agree. 100%. I think we're
We've had
all
enough.
done. Yeah. I
Oh,
think I think I do feel in my own heart, I feel like we are starting to kind of wake up and, you know, I think that a lot of us are coming to the realization that these quote unquote soft disclosures are
hmm,
becoming hard disclosures. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
think people, sad part is that even though we've had soft disclosures for so many decades, it still hasn't prepared us for what's really going to come. And I think that
right,
that is the bigger question and the larger narrative that we have to be careful to look for in the future, because those narratives that are going to be coming in our very near future. I think that's what we have to all be super careful and be very informed about, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's time to start trusting the people on the ground, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I'm sure you've heard of that report. Now, my 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 nephew's girlfriend sent me this thing of what happened in Las Vegas with
Oh yeah, that
the
whole Las Vegas. Who hasn't heard about the Las Vegas
I mean,
incident?
it's like, is this for real? Is this for real?
Is it for
I mean,
real?
it's hard to tell. I mean, it's hard to tell, man. I
I
mean, it could
know.
be. I don't know. It's entertaining.
It's super entertaining. It's super entertaining. But I talk
And
about, I've talked about on my channel a lot about the dead cat, like, and I know it sounds crazy, but, and, it's that sleight of hand, the dead cat is everybody's sitting around at the dinner table and everybody's having all these, all these little conversations, side conversations here and there and everywhere. And somebody walks in and they throw a dead cat on the table. Everybody's like, oh my God, there's a dead cat on the table. Everybody's focus goes to that dead cat on the table, and they're
yep,
paying absolutely zero attention to anything else that's going on around them.
yep,
Because I do find it super interesting that the Las Vegas thingy happened months ago, and like I think it happened in the actual event happened in like early April, and
yeah,
only came out 1 or 2 days right after Dr. Stephen Greer's disclosure.
exactly,
It's like,
exactly.
hey guys, not for nothing. And again, my opinion, not for nothing, but hey guys, uh, it doesn't really matter. This shit over here that they were talking about.
Right.
Oops, sorry, I should have said that. This stuff that they're saying over here in this at this disclosure event, like why? This is important stuff, guys. This is the stuff that's going to change your life.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody wants to go crazy about this event that happened months prior. And it's one.
Right.
One. Could you imagine, Lee? Could you think about this for a second? Could you imagine what it would have been like for, Betty and what was it? Betty and Barney? No,
Betty and Barney Hill.
Betty and Barney Hill. Could you imagine what their life would have been like if they had social media?
Oh God.
Can you imagine what that would have been like for them?
Oh yeah.
Holy cow. It would have been a circus. It would have been crazy. I mean, I take, when you take into perspective all of these cases, all of these documented cases, millions of documented cases,
Exactly.
right? But everybody like, I don't know. I just, it's crazy. Everybody needs to they need to be focusing on the really important stuff, the stuff that's going to affect your everyday life, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to somehow affect my everyday life, then that's what I want to put my energy towards, not
Yeah.
stuff that really has no meaning.
Exactly.
Yeah. Is it interesting that this thing in Las Vegas happened? It's interesting,
Yeah.
but doesn't affect my life or change my life or enhance my life in any way. Not in a positive way, not in a negative way, just absolutely neutral. It doesn't really mean anything to me. So I want to focus all my energy towards something that's going to bring value to me, value to my life.
Right. That the alien races. There's been several senators and high-ranking officials that have come forward with information regarding our
Mm-hmm.
interaction with alien species.
Yeah.
These were trusted government officials
Mm-hmm.
that come forward with it, and all of a sudden they're just, you don't hear nothing about it. I think that's very suspicious,
Yeah.
and I think that this is something that needs to be talked about. Um, when I mentioned, what's that say? What's it?
It's from Jean Hudson. She says, I have a question for Raven. What do you think of the new theory that UFOs are not coming from the sky? They are coming from underground and the waterways.
Okay, my opinion on this certain subject here is this: this is a race of people that have been here already, an
Mhm.
advanced civilization that has been here for a very long time and has avoided contact with us for obvious reasons because of our tribalist warlike nature. We're ready to kill each other over table scraps and fight over absolutely nothing.
Mhm.
You know, it's like you get 5 or 6 wild dogs out in the yard and you throw them a piece of meat, they're all going to fight over it. They're not going
Right.
to share it. They're going to fight each other over it. And this is what is happening now with every prominent country in the world. Every first, second, and third world country is involved in this. And
Oh, yeah,
the race that you've heard of, the tall whites,
I have.
the Nordics.
Yes.
Um, I believe the Nordics have been here for a very long time, and that they're part of some of the races that are water dwelling people
Hmm.
and living in the
Yeah.
earth.
Jean Hudson said, thank you. I agree and imagine that same could be said for the forest people. Thank you, Raven.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes, I think so too. And I wanted to bring that up, but just briefly, that
Sure.
what you said about how people fight amongst each other
Hmm.
over this, when it comes to different opinions, that same thing goes for the cryptid community. Whether you're talking about whatever cryptid you're talking about, there's always some type of discrepancy. There's always some type of disagreement, and it turns into some big interstellar stink. And it's just not worth it. Come on,
Yeah. The drama isn't worth it. It's
it's
just
not.
not. It's not. It's not. Because again, it brings no value.
None
It
whatsoever.
brings it brings no value to us personally and in our own personal lives, and it brings no value to the subject. Whether
Exactly.
yeah, whether we're talking cryptids, whether we're talking UFOs, UAPs, ETs, portal, I don't care what the subject matter is.
Yeah,
Drama being involved in all the drama is absolutely not the way. It's not the way. It's not going to bring anything positive to any of the subject matters.
not at all.
Mm-mm.
Not at all. It satisfies the powers that be that want to distract us at all. They're like, feed this little information here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's slow them down a little bit. They're getting a little too close to the truth. And as crazy as that might sound, I wouldn't put it past them. I really wouldn't. Um, I've said it before on my show a few times that sometimes when I say the stuff out loud, it sounds crazy. It's because it is crazy, not in the mental state, but in the fact that,
Uh-oh. Did we lose Raven? There you are. I don't know what happened.
oh yeah, I was getting a
You're
phone
back.
call. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Uh, well, I was saying that sometimes when I'm thinking that some of the stuff that spew out of my mouth is, man, that sounds nuts. It's because it is. And it's because it's actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, deception and sleight of hand and gaslighting. The gaslighting, and we get gaslit a lot.
Yes.
And we're getting made to feel like we're a bubble off plum
Mm-hmm.
for thinking the way we think.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, the people who would get together on my channel, we would fellowship just like the people in yours, and we share ideas. And we need more of that. We need roundtables. We need the discussion. We need the
Mm-hmm.
thought,
Mm-hmm.
the seeds of a knowledge planted. Because knowledge, Ray mentioned it earlier, knowledge is power. It absolutely is. And that's what we have. Like right now, I'm talking to you on my phone.
Right?
And that is a center. This is a device we can tap into to
Mm-hmm.
use other than watching cat videos on TikTok
Right.
or playing some silly
Although
video game.
although the cat videos on TikTok are my personal favorites, but that's okay.
Yeah, the awe factor. Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, I do.
But you're right, though. It's not something we should be like seriously focusing on. We should be kind of using that and participating in that less and less
Yes,
instead of more and more.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you for being here today.
well, thank you for having me. It's been refreshing to have intelligent conversation.
Isn't it great?
It really is. It
It's
really is. I've
so
missed
good
it.
for our souls, right?
It really is. It's liberating. It's freeing.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It really is. So, does anybody else have anything they want to say to Lee or a question that they have for Lee? Put it in all caps, please. It's a little easier for me, to see it. But yeah, let's see if anybody just, take this opportunity to, let Lee know how much we love him. Maybe we could all put some hearts in the chat.
Oh,
All the hearts in the chat. Everybody put hearts in the chat. Yeah, Lee, we miss you. I mean, I'm not going to make bones about it, dude. Like, we miss you. We miss you. But we understand. You know what I mean? We understand, and we all do. Look, do you know how many times I've wanted to quit doing this? Like, so many times. So I get it. You know what I mean? And sometimes we all just need that time to do what we got to do, right? And we got to do what we got to do. Thank you, Laura.
thank you.
Here's a really good question. Hold on. This is a good one. Lee, what are your thoughts on AI?
Oh, well, let me tell you.
Hi, Jane.
Oh, the AI movement that is brought in. Okay, here we go. You ready? Here we
Let's
go.
go. Let's go. I was ready to wrap it up, but now you want to get going
Okay.
on AI. Oh,
One
I'm
last
there.
thing.
There.
Everyone has a video camera. Everyone
Uh-huh.
carries one around with them, and people have the ability to access, you know, social media
Right.
and put their thoughts out there. What if the government gets a hold of it and redoes everything, deep fakes everything? What if they can say, "Oh, so and so accessed public domain, public access AI. It's out there now.
Oh.
It's out there now. You can deep fake anything.
Uh-huh.
It's made AI has made videos, just worthless now. Oh, I've caught Bigfoot on video. No, you didn't. You can deep fake that. You can mess that up. See what they've done? We dropped down that conspiracy hole.
Yeah.
But I honestly believe, and it just honestly, if you just sit back and think about it, it was put out there. This AI program was open sourced. Anybody can use it to discredit all of this. All of us who are out here trying to make a difference, trying to find some type of evidence of X, Y, or Z, whether it's the cryptid community, whether it's the UFO community, whether the paranormal community out here searching for ghosts or what have you.
Yeah.
They can discredit all of it. Say, well, they used this program.
Yeah.
All they have to do, and the powers to be, if they feel like you are treading in their water just enough, they can access YouTube and say, hey, we need to take care of little Janie over here or little Bobby over here, get rid of them. Okay.
It's true.
That's all they have to
It's
do.
so true.
It's the downside of the information age we're in. I mean, we're living in a blessed and cursed existence.
It's so true. It is so true. It was interesting because there was this like app that I saw on Facebook, and I thought, you know what, that'll be interesting because it's like because I've been kind of like, getting into using program called Canva to make like all of my thumbnails and some of the graphics and my intro and my outro. And I took that app. I plugged in, I think there were like 10 or no, I think it was like maybe 12 selfies. And I plugged in. Are you there? Are you there, Raven? He might have had to take a call. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear any of that?
You got started and it just cut out on me.
You're cut out? Okay.
I got cut out.
I saw this like advertisement for an app, an AI app, on Facebook. And I'm like, I have been, working with it's called Canva. And let me tell you what, I saw it because I've been making all my thumbnails and all that kind of thing. And so I wanted to see what I could do with this app and how it can kind of help me make my thumbnails. So I plugged in, I think it was like 10 or 12 selfies, right? And then you just pick like a genre, right? You pick whatever. You pick, I think it was like mermaid or fantasy or like Viking or princess or fairy or whatever, right? Let me show you some of these pictures. As gorgeous as they are, it blew my mind that every single one of these photos are actually me, and how it all, I don't know how AI does it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Let me show you guys some of these photos though. Some of them, I mean, I got to tell you, some of them are gorgeous. I'm like, oh hell, I would love to look like that. What I wouldn't give to look this way. Hang on, guys. It's fun. This is going to be fun. You guys are going to die. Some of these are, I mean, amazing. All right. Let's see. Let me pull some of these photos up. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Like, I think we can go. I think I just have to go to. Hang on. I'm still getting used to my Mac. Oh, no. That's right. I have to go. Hang on. I gotta go to. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Let's see if I just go to photos. Is it going to show up in my photos? Hold on. Sorry for the dead air. Let's see. All right. Almost there. Okay, so I think if I pull it up like that and then I do share screen, hold on. And I do share screen. Yeah, here we go. Can you all see these?
Wow.
Right? Gorgeous, right? Like, look at these photos. Aren't they unbelievable?
Wow.
I like the Egyptian ones. Look, the Viking ones I don't like. My God, that's what I'm gonna look like in another, like, you know, in my old age, probably. But look at the fairy ones, like crazy. Like they're just stunning, stunning. Look at these. These are all zombie apocalypse. Insane, right?
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
What's
It's
this?
nuts.
What's this app called?
It's called Lensa, Lensa.
Okay.
And so I did, yeah. So I did, and then I did. I think it was called Aqua. This one, so it's kind of like a mermaid kind of look. And it's so funny because I've had blonde hair and I've had red hair. I've had through my life. Oh my God, I've had every hair color there's known to man. You know what I mean? But like, these are just fabulous. So that's AI, man. That's the power of AI right there.
Yep.
Power of AI. We can all look darn good by the power of AI.
There's so much can be done, man. I mean, it used to be, you needed a couple of $100,000 worth of programs and another couple of $100,000 worth of technicians to do something like that. Now it's open source. Now you can do all kinds of stuff, just like you did right there, and put it in some type of animation.
100 photos in 12 minutes.
It's crazy.
That was 100 photos and it took 12 minutes.
Takes little to no time for facial mapping and then them to do whatever they have to do.
Yep. Yeah.
So
that was our question. That was our AI question.
A little long drawn out, but you know what? It got that question answered by Granny.
That's it. Well, I want to thank you, Lee. Can you stay for a few minutes out backstage so we can chat just for a little bit?
Yes, ma'am. I sure can.
Thank you so much for being here, my friend.
Thank you for having me. And thanks everybody in chat. Thank you so much.
Yes. And everybody that's in chat, please keep Lee in your prayers. Pray for each other, pray for our world, pray for, everybody that we know their heart needs to soften a little bit, to kind of come around, and just pray for everybody. Just pray for our world. I don't know. It's a thing I'm on right now because I really feel like we all need to kind of raise our vibration, and through prayer that is possible. That is possible. So yeah, thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
been fun.
It has been.
You never know. Maybe I could get you on maybe once every couple months.
That'd be
Maybe
cool.
maybe think about
That'd be
it.
cool. I'm okay with that.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, guys. We're going to say goodbye to Lee. I'm going to say goodbye to my peeps, and then I will be with you in just a moment.
Bye, everybody.
Wasn't that fun, guys? It was such a fun day. Thank you. Oh, here's some more hearts. More hearts for Lee. Thank you guys so much. I enjoyed it today. I'm going to try to do on and off some Sunday FunDay shows. I enjoy it. And I think it's a lot of fun. And I don't know, Tuesday nights sometimes are so hectic for me at work, and I race to make sure I can make my Tuesday shows. So this kind of felt nice and relaxed, and it was a really good time. And Lee was amazing to be here and be a part of it. So thank you guys all so much. Tomorrow night I will be on Tom Springer's channel, stuff I never learned about in a school book. Tomorrow night, I did put the link on my channel, my community tab. Also, in Facebook as well. It's there as well. You can find me there. So that's where I'll be tomorrow night. Tuesday night, I have the world-renowned parapsychologist and researcher Bill Slevin, who's going to be joining me on Tuesday night. So do not miss that show, because that's going to be amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure be here on Tuesday night. So thank you guys all so very much, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend.